Hello, welcome in a new video. This time I will do boss rush on Ruthless difficulty. And if you don't know about it, the last update increased the drop rate of the weapons on a few maps that I'm showing you on the screen. And now boss rush is dropping a lot more of this stuff and also of the monk weapon. And they are both good now because they got reworked a bit. And the stuff, I don't know if you remember the old spread of it, but it was very bad. Now it looks like this. It's doing kinda a circle. Not as good as an Oculus or the Downpour, but it's very decent for DPS. The only issue about it is, as you can see, if I stand a little bit far away, the three below shot are clipping on the floor and not really reaching the target very well. You don't get this kind of issue with an Oculus or a Downpour or most of DPS stuff like Emerald stuff as well. So it's an issue, but you won't get this issue, I don't think so, for bosses, because this is only for small targets, so this stuff will be good, in my opinion, for big targets like Goblin Mech, Demon Lord, Dragon, or any big target, so any boss really. And the stuff is doing a good amount of DPS. I don't know how good compared to the end game stuff, but I think it's a good, it's dealing some good DPS. And the monk weapon is a very good weapon for melee hermit. So they are both worth to farm now. And so yeah, let's start with the how I'm playing boss rush. So you need some builders characters to place a few towers. You need a monk. You need Huntress to place a gas trap. You need hermit. And for this video I'm using 2 hermits, but you could just use 1 hermit, like hermit spec'd in tower HP. That's all you really need. You need an EV, and that's it for the builders. But now you will need some DPS character, and you can do the map with 4. You can do the map solo with 4 characters. It's a bit tricky, and you need some decent stats, but it's doable. And once you get the strat, it's become really easy to do. You will need a robust monk, or any kind of monk, but a monk spec'd in a robust is really helpful. And you may want a DPS pet like a Sea Drag. You need another monk with maybe mostly hero damage aspect, because you only need 1 hero booster. And you can use another DPS pet like Black Mage or any kind of little wizard. And you will need a Countess spec'd on Call of Arms, because Call of Arms, it's kinda working like hero boost. It's boosting everyone's damage in your range. It's not a strong. So the boost is not as strong as a hero boost, but it's really nice. It's almost a hero boost, but not as good. And it's also giving to everyone in its range some damage resistance, which is good because there is a lot of boss to fight and they are dealing a lot of damage. So using a Countess is really important and making the map a lot easier. And I'm playing Countess with a Goblin Cupid, but you can use also a Cupid from Rovers, because all you care about is to to get some heals from pets. So this way you won't die easily. And that's it for the characters. For the DPS pets, I showed you a Black Mage or Sea Drag, but you could use almost any kind of DPS pet. You can use your best DPS pet, it won't really matter. But Sea Drag and Little Wizard are good because they are doing splash damage and they have a good range for DPS. But the three characters I showed you, it's for your split. I like to play like this. My two monks and my countess. Right. I'm swapping. Okay, so if you play solo, you want three characters out. The three I showed you. And for solo, I mean, for your main characters, I like to play with DPS Apprentice and Huntress, depending on the boss. If I don't forget, I will show you what kind of boss each DPS character is better. But you could do the map with just a DPS Apprentice or just a DPS Huntress, but it will just make some boss harder to fight. If I had to suggest you, you could not use a DPS Huntress. You could just use a DPS Apprentice, and if you don't have a DPS Apprentice, you can use instead a DPS Jester. So even if I'm showing you the map with DPS Apprentice and DPS Huntress, all you really need is one DPS Jester or DPS Apprentice. But I will show you the way I run and why it's better to play with these characters on some bosses. So, anyway, I'm done with talking and introducing the map, so let's start it. There is not much time available at the start to build everything and set up your characters, especially if you're playing solo, of course. You need to build this for aura, a full aura stack, but not enrage, because you don't need enrage aura. You need above beam. You need one hermit to build a pylon. You want to build a golem somewhere here, and another golem close to that one, like here. That's good enough. And you want a gas trap. Yeah. That's it for the builders. Now you can swap to your DPS. I like to play DPS up for the first wave. Then you can set up your characters. You want to place your two monks on this golem and your countess right here. And before I forget, I need some mana. Okay. When the wave starts, you can give some mana to your countess, and you can buff your... you can kill the bosses with your DPS Apprentice. On the very first wave, the very first Demon Lord will try to target your golem. So I had to repair it with my apprentice. It's really easy to do because you have a lot of cast rate and you have enough to cast rate to repair it. So it's not really important. Just make sure to repair it. If you don't repair it, you will have to rebuild it and it's annoying to do. Now the Goblin Mech. You can use Huntress or DPS Apprentice for this one. But I like to use DPS App, but to be honest, it's the same. I will show you why. There will be 3 Goblin Mech, But the one spawning here and here, you don't have to care about it because they will go to this golem and your DPS characters, and they will die by themselves if you have good DPS pets. For this for this wave, you can boost. Use your hero booster to boost your hero, and as you can see, I only have 2 DPS the far away Goblin Mech. Then you can disable your boost. And for Dragon, I like to use Huntress with a forest rifle. I will show you why. So first you have to pray for the dragon to be nice, like this, because sometimes it can take ages to kill it with the harpoon. And now you have to stand close to the dragon until he is doing his fire breath, and then you can go far away and shoot him with your forest rifle. And of course with your arrow boost activated. Because forest rifle and hawk shot are dealing more damage if you are far away from the target. Which is why I like to use Huntress instead of Apprentice for the dragon. Now it's the Spider Queen waves, and for Spider Queen I find it easier and better to use DPS up, and I will show you how it works. First, I like to start my hero boost, then I like to shoot the spiders and the mini spiders that are spawning on this location. And when the spiders are getting close to this point, you can start to boost with your countess. So here I'm starting by hero boost, and I misclicked with the mana bomb. From here you can shoot the mini spiders and the spider queen. Like this. Once you deal a bit of damage, they will come close to you. You can start to boost with your contest because they may web your hero boost. Or me. And now you can try to DPS it. The idea is to try to avoid the Spider Queen to go to your contest, so they don't web her. And Spider Queen is done. You could also mana bomb. It's really good to kill all the mini spiders, which is why I like to use a DPS apprentice. Now it's the Djinn wave, and this one is very easy, maybe the easiest one. All you have to do is to kill it, and you could use Huntress or Apprentice, but I like to use Apprentice, Huntress, because that way I can shoot him from far away and possibly kill him in just 3 phases. If you use a DPS Apprentice or Jester, you will have to rub the lamp 4 times. But with the Huntress, if you time well your hawk shot, you can do it, kill him in three phases. And now it's the Kraken wave, and it's the more brutal wave for now, because they are doing a lot of damage, but in the incoming update they will get reduced damage. And when they spawn, you want to start every kind of boost. Your tower boost, your hero boost, and your contest. And you want to shoot the Kraken, one Kraken at a time. Like this. There we go. And I got a... No, I don't get a plus plus. That's mine. And that's it. I hope this video was helpful to you. I don't think I forget anything to say, besides that you need a cat for your main characters, your main splits. And you have to stay with your cats on near your heroes to boost them for more damage. And yeah, that's it. If I forget anything, I will add it in the video description. Thanks for watching the video, and see ya for our next video.